So if we had to single out that one mech, and that is the most difficult thing in Battletech, because there are so many amazing toys, there are so many amazing mechs that I want to get on the table in every single game, and that's even before we get to tanks. But if I have to single out that one mech, if you have to single out that one mech, MVP, what mech has been dominating, working, lucky recently in your games? And one of the things that I like to do with tabletop Battletech, even outside of a campaign, is after the game, just kind of assess what worked, what didn't work, and nominate one mech warrior, or even a tank commander, MVP. I mean, who really pulled that battle value weight, or who went above and beyond, or just who scored that absolutely amazing lucky shot? Now, for me recently, it's been the Valkyrie. It has been the Valkyrie, which is a little bit surprising. Not so much the mech. It's a fantastic mech, but Fritz rocking light mechs. It's like, does he even own light mechs in his collection? I mean, I'm a massive fan. I own like 12 Locusts, right? I'm a massive fan of heavies and assaults. I like the big guns. I like the armor. I like the crunch. I like getting up there and punching and kicking and all that type of stuff. But lights can be active too. They can have a lot of interesting stuff. And the Valkyrie, for me, putting an LRM 10 on a light mech, and this is stock. This is not variant. This is not like your custom mech lab. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I'm sure someone's crunched the numbers and put like an LRM 20 on it. But having a 10 is interesting when wedded to that light mech chassis. Now, on a sidebar, we've talked about LRM missile packs, indirect fire, and the spread and the use. That is up in my Battletech archive under the playlist. But I feel like we need a little bit of a foundation here, because if you've been listening to my podcasts and vlogs, I'm kind of breaking a rule here. I'm contradicting myself, but we got a little bit of play. So there's this idea, 5, 10, 15, and 20. Naturally, I gravitate towards 20 packs. This idea of spread, right? If you roll average on the table, you're going to do some serious damage with a 20 pack. If you roll legendary, it's fantastic. As you go down, right? 15, 10 is kind of the midpoint. If you roll average, okay, you're kind of like a medium laser, somewhat. If you roll above average or legendary, it's going to have more output than that. Dropping to 5, well, 5, I'm really just getting range. I'm getting indirect, yes. I'm really just getting range, but I feel like I can kind of get that on a lower slug autocannon, 2 and 5. But the 10 is like the absolute bare minimum for an aggressive type of LRM system. I'd like redundancy. Redundancy is where you have 2, so it makes the odds a little bit better to hit. If you're indirect firing, it works. But LRMs have the weight, they have the tonnage, they have the ammo, they have the internals. To put that on a light mech, that's still pretty fast. That's got some bite. And then on top of it, you've got the laser backing it up. So you have a really effective weapons platform at long range. You've got a little bite at short range for those other pesky lights trying to chase you down. And even aggressive lights, say like a Jenner, kind of want to stay away, because you can vroom out the missiles at quite a long distance, or even at a short or medium distance, and put that hurt on other light mechs. So I find, like, as in terms of a light mech hunter, a light mech threat bubble, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid, the Valkyrie. Then we jump out where, because you're a light mech and you're low battle value, you can kind of go commando without being the commando. You can kind of hang out on the flank and fire some LRM 10 packs, soften things up a little bit. I'm not really going to soften up a Marauder or Warhammer or a Battlemaster or an Awesome, but I can put a little fire down on the table. I can harass vehicles. I can put the hurt on vehicles, even if they're heavy vehicles, just going for motives. I can try to hurt those pesky hovers that you're throwing at me in swarm and waves. The mech, it's solid, and it brings something unique. It's up there in that classification with the Panther and other mechs that mount weapon systems that are traditionally on heavier mediums or heavy mechs, wedding them on light mechs. So MVP right now, just in terms of battle value, earning that battle value, for me would be the Valkyrie. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, and it is an absolutely fantastic, fantastic stock light mech.